Gnosi, knowledge. The first power, to know, emphasizes the importance of knowledge and understanding. In the context of theurgy, this goes beyond the mere intellectual comprehension, and it involves a deep intuitive insight and the wisdom to understand the nature of reality, the self, and the interconnectedness of all things. Knowledge is the foundation upon which all theurgic work is built. Without a solid grounding in both theoretical and practical knowledge, any attempt at theurgy is likely to be ineffective or, at worst, even dangerous. This power encourages continuous learning and the cultivation of a discerning mind capable of penetrating the veils of illusion and grasping at deeper truths. In essence, the first thing that each of us must do is learn. We must gather and gain knowledge, and then from that knowledge, learn to understand that knowledge. Volition. Volition. Volition, or willpower, pertains to the focused intent and unwavering determination necessary to effect change. The power of the will is the driving force behind all theurgic operations. It is the ability to concentrate one's energy and intentions toward a specific goal with clarity and persistence. In this sense, will is akin to a laser cutting through obstacles and manifesting one's desires into reality. Developing a strong will requires discipline, self-control, and the ability to maintain focus despite distractions or setbacks. It embodies the principle of purpose and the commitment to act in alignment with one's true will or higher purpose, which is learned and discovered through knowledge, through the first power. The knowledge of the true will, of one's true will or your higher purpose, comes with as you learn and progress in the study of yourself and your connection to divinity. Tharos, courage. The third power, courage, involves the willingness to take risks and step into the unknown. Theurgy often requires stepping outside the bounds of conventional thinking and societal norms, venturing into uncharted territories of the mind and spirit. Courage is about embracing uncertainty and facing fears, whether they are external challenges or internal shadows. This power encourages boldness and the willingness to experiment and explore new possibilities. It represents the adventurous spirit of the theurgist, who dares to challenge limitations and push the boundaries of what is possible. Siopi, silence. The final power, to be silent, highlights the necessity of discretion and the preservation of inner secrets. Silence is not merely about refraining from speech, but involves maintaining an inner stillness and guarding the sacredness of one's practices and insights. In the age of information overload and constant external stimuli, the power of silence is a reminder of the importance of introspection and inner quiet. It is also a protective measure, ensuring that one's work is not diluted or disrupted by external influences or premature exposure. This power underscores the value of patience and the wisdom of knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. In conclusion, the four powers of the Adept, to know, to will, to dare, and to be silent, are essential principles that guide the Adept on their path. Each power complements the others, creating a holistic approach to theurgic practice and personal development. To know provides the foundation of wisdom. To will channels focused intent. To dare embodies courage and exploration. And to be silent ensures discretion and inner peace. Together, they form a balanced framework for achieving mastery and realizing one's true potential in the art of theurgy. The Pythagorean Tetraktys. The Tetraktys is a triangular figure consisting of 10 points arranged in 4 rows. It is a mystical symbol for the theurgic adepts, representing the harmony of the universe and the organization of the cosmos. The meaning of the Tetraktys. The first row, the single point, represents unity, the one, the beginning of all things. The second row, consisting of 2 points, represents the dyad, representing duality and the beginning of differentiation. The third row, 3 points, represents the triad, symbolizing harmony and the synthesis of unity and duality. And the fourth row, with 4 points, represents the tetrad and symbolizes completion and manifestation of the physical world. The correlation to the 4 powers of the Adept to the Tetraktys is as follows. To know, Norizien. The first row, unity, represents knowledge. Knowledge is the foundation of the Adept's journey. Just as the monad is the source from which all numbers arise, knowledge is the basis from which all theurgical work proceeds. It represents the initial understanding and the unity of all knowledge. To will, Volition. This is the second row, corresponding to the duality. Will is the force that drives the theurgist to act, moving from the passive state of knowing to the active state of willing. This duality of knowing and acting is essential for any theurgic operation, embodying the transition from potential to action. To dare, Tolman. To dare corresponds to the third row, harmony. Daring involves courage and the synthesis of knowledge and will into bold action. It represents the harmony between understanding, intention, and courage to overcome fear and uncertainty. This moves the theurgist towards the manifestation of their desires. To be silent, Siopan. This corresponds to the fourth row of completion. Silence signifies the completion and the internalization of the process. Just as the tetrad completes the Tetraktys, silence encompasses the wisdom of knowing when to speak and when to remain silent, reflecting the internal mastery and discretion that completes the Adept's work. Thus, the Tetraktys as a whole symbolizes the progression from unity and potential, represented by knowledge, through the differentiation and dynamic action, represented by will, to the synthesis and courage, daring, culminating in the harmonious and balanced completion, represented by silence. This mirrors the Adept's journey through gaining knowledge, focusing will, acting with courage, and maintaining the wisdom of silence. Thus, the Pythagorean Tetraktys can be seen as a symbolic representation of the 4 powers of the Adept, each row corresponding to a power, showing the structured and all-inclusive approach to achieving mastery in both philosophical and theurgic traditions.